Good Tuesday evening, everybody. Ron Hall here. Let's jump into the fire. We're going to be joined tonight by a very, very, very special guest. We're waiting on her to join us, and that would be Rhonda Bishop Swaney. Decided to take Sunday off. I was just tired of the bullshit. I mean, the last few days have been terrible. Hello, Kim. Hello, Shirley. Hello, Alan. And for all of those who rooted on Alabama, roll tide, roll. Man, that had to be ugly. I think I watched maybe 3 minutes of it last night, and it was a mess. So, Nick, see you later, Bear Bryant. You're toast. It's done. Nick's the GOAT. That's 7 national championships for Nick Saban. But the last few days, it's been incessant whining because Parler's not around anymore, and the president's been taken off Twitter, and all of this and all of that. So to hell with it. We're going to have some fun tonight. She's fixing her hair, and now we are joined by
I am
Rhonda.
always fixing my hair.
I understand. Wait a minute.
Yes, yours is much more tame than mine is. Mine is out of control on Tuesday already.
Oh, okay. Wait, stuff happens, you know?
Yes.
Folks, this is Rhonda Bishop Swaney, the daughter of one of Chattanooga's greatest people ever, Ron Bishop.
Thank you for saying that.
Now, let me try to get this resume.
Oh, dear.
You're with Whitfield County Schools.
Dalton City.
Dalton City. See, they do things the right way.
I love my district.
Separate those things. But you are a City of Ringgold council member.
Yes.
And you have a couple of other things that you do that we're going to get into. Dang cigars. But
I could smell it. I think I've told you before, I love the smell of a good cigar.
Well, I'm trying to get better at the ones I purchase. Mm-hmm. I have found a great place up on Lee Highway next to Supercuts. And that's where I purchased my Cuban a week or so ago.
Have you ever come to the cigar shop down in Ringgold?
No, but I guess I need to now. That is after I get the door on my car rehung because one of the hinges has gone bad. So I think it's time for me to buy a new car.
It's interesting that you say that because about 3 weeks ago, I drive a Tahoe. It's an older Tahoe, and I was opening the door and the whole handle came off in my hand.
Oh, boy.
Looking at the handle. I'm at a high school during dismissal time, and I'm thinking, great, this whole high school is about to watch me climb through A, the window, or B, the back seat and crawl over to the front. And I drove around like that for probably 2 weeks until I fixed it. I fixed it myself.
Hot diggity dog.
Yeah, I didn't do a great job of it, but it's workable for now.
Hey, that's what works. I'll just come over and we'll rehang my door on my Lincoln.
Oh, dear.
So I don't
backwards.
So I don't vote. It's time to buy a new car. Before we get started on the other two things, and I think I'm correct on one of them, and you can slap me when you see me if I'm wrong. Anything big going on in the city of Ringgold?
There's really not. Things are going well. I've only been in office for 1 year, and that 1 year we've had pandemic, flood, the election. So it's been a very steep learning curve, very steep. But as far as things in the city, things are really going well. There's really not a lot going on. The biggest issue we've had this year is we hired a police chief, a female police chief who is fabulous. And so everything is going well.
Well, you're doing a tremendous job.
Thank you.
I will campaign should you decide to run for re-election.
I appreciate that.
I mean, I promise I will not do it like I did when I was helping with the Bill Clinton campaign in 92, when the morning of election, I went to, I won't give the name, a liquor store and filled the trunk of my car up with liquor.
Wow. To like pass out as party favors?
Party favors.
That might go over well in this town because, you know, we don't have a liquor store in Ringgold. So, hey, it might help if I decide to run again. But, you know, we get voted in for a 4-year term. 4 years is a long time.
Yes, it is.
So,
it really is.
Yeah. And in the climate of today, it's an extra level of challenging. And so we'll see. I'm enjoying it now. And bottom line is I ran on the basic premise that I could make a difference, a positive difference in my neighborhood and in my community. And I know a lot of people are like, right. But it's truly why I ran to begin with. And so, you know, in my opinion, when I feel like my capacity to help my neighborhood or my community has run out, then it's time to step away from it. And in my opinion, I think that for every politician in the entire nation, that caps out at 8 years. I truly believe that. I think that once you've been in 8 years, you've reached a max of what you can really, the positive change and difference. And then it's time to let some of the younger or different ideas and people like that come in with freshness.
Exactly. And that's what you wish some of the smaller municipalities in the area would do. I know there are a couple of them just within spitting distance of Chattanooga, where the city council, they're all in their 70s and 80s. You can't get it. I threatened one time to move into Rossville and run for mayor with the sole purpose of tearing down the mills and contacting the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians and really turn it into Ross Vegas.
Because that is what we all affectionately call it.
Yeah. Now, on to other stuff.
Yes.
And folks, it seems like the way people connect these days, if you are single, is doing it online. Rhonda has come up with a brilliant idea, because I will admit I've been on one in the past, and you see the same people on there for years.
That's so true.
What are they doing wrong? And tell us about what you have started.
So I started an online dating business. And here's the whole reason. I feel like, first of all, I kind of like a background too. I've been on several dating apps. I don't use the word website because I usually use my phone. So I've been on several dating apps. And over and over and over again, what I found was the biggest hang up and the biggest issue is communication. You almost have to approach a dating app as you're trying to sell yourself or a product. And And so, you go through and you look at people's profile, and they're giving you this long laundry list of, relationships they've been in, and they graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. I can't stand that. We've all graduated from the School of Hard Knocks at one point or another. So please don't put that as an education. Their profile picture is sideways. Their initial reaching out to you is 3 letters, and it just is WYD for what you doing. And there comes a point where, if you're really truly trying to attract a quality individual, you have to be able to communicate with them. And, my background is a speech language pathologist. And so that's what I do 40 hours a week, is I work on helping people have better communication skills. I feel like if you can communicate virtually, that you can do an even better job of communicating in person a lot of times, because it's hard to convey emotion and things like that. So I did some research. I did, a lot of major cities have online dating coaches, and they charge a lot of money. I am looking to establish an online dating coaching business in the city of Chattanooga, which would incorporate also North Georgia, because I'm telling you, there is a desperate need for it.
Yeah, because back in the day, you went out on the weekends.
Right.
And that's where you would meet people. In my times being single, you don't meet women in the grocery store.
You don't walk up and talk to a woman in the grocery store, because sometimes it will be received and other times it'll be,
Get the hell away from me.
Talking. Yes, exactly. And I found in my own experience, and then also in my own research, that it didn't matter if people were paying for a subscription to, like on Match.com, where you're paying, or if people are using the Facebook dating app. There still is a massive inability to communicate what you're looking for effectively. And then once you start talking to people, there is a fine art to knowing pretty quickly if there is a connection or not. And it's all based on communication. You can know a person's intentions with just very few interactions. There's a group on Facebook. It's called Chattanooga Singles. I can't remember the exact name of it. But that's also a place where I saw the need, because there would be, and I mean, I don't mean this derogatory, but there would be man after man after man after man who was really asking questions about, okay, she said this, now what do I say? And I'm thinking, you're asking for advice from a group of Facebook people, and you don't know if they know what they're talking about. So there's definitely a market for it, and I have a passion for it, especially for helping people with communication skills. And I've had
there I am. Let's see if Rhonda comes back. There's Rhonda. We buffered.
Uh-oh. But there's been quite a bit of interest in it, but it's not, I haven't really been able to push it like I need to. But there's definitely a market for it. And I'm excited about the people that I've already started communicating with about helping and how I can help, and exactly what I can help do.
What's the biggest mistake people are doing, or that they're making when they're trying to convey their intentions? We all know some just want to, some want to just, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But then you have the other extreme where they are putting in a serious, they want spouse shopping. Isn't there a happy medium?
Well, I think that there, okay. I hope my mom's not watching, but she probably is. So forgive me, Mom, for saying this. But I think there is a time and a place for both. I think that the caveat to all of it is to be explicitly direct with exactly what it is you're looking for. And that's the way you do that online, especially, is through communicating. Saying in a profile, sorry, Slade's putting his dishes up, and honey, just leave that. Just leave it. You're good. No, you're fine. Sorry.
No, we're going to have a special show for him in a couple of weeks where it's nothing but wrestling.
Hey, Slade, come here. Quick, come here.
Okay.
This is the wrestling guru of Catoosa County.
And in a couple,
no.
Slade, in a couple of weeks, we're going to have a special show, nothing but professional wrestling.
Oh, wow.
And we're going to have Hall of Famer Pat Rose.
What?
Who's a legend around Chattanooga. And we're going to do nothing but talk wrestling. And in the future, I'm going to have the closet wrestling fan, Ben Bobick from Channel 3.
Very cool.
That's cool, yeah.
Because they are huge. Ben Bobick is a huge wrestling fan. Now, where...
Uh-oh, we're buffering.
Oh, no.
Thanks, buddy.
Count. Okay, now we're back.
Yay. I don't ever know if it's me or you. I have Spectrum internet and it acts up from time to time.
And I have Comcast. So, yeah.
Okay. But I think that where most people just have a disconnect is you have two people that are trying to figure out if they want the same things, and it's taking so long because they're not direct with it in their profile. Or when they reach out to someone, they're taking so long to really talk about, okay, what are you looking for? This is what I'm looking for. You don't have to go through your life history with a perfect stranger on a dating app to know if you're looking for the same things. You just have to be direct, and you have to say exactly what it is that you're looking for. And it sounds very simple, but people are obviously having a very, very hard time with it. I see it all over Facebook, and I see it in dating apps regularly. Communication is a dying art. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Communication is a dying art. People just don't know how to do it.
Is that because of the age of online everything, where everything is abbreviated? Nobody, BRB.
Yes.
Or WYD or LMNOP or whatever it is. Everybody wants to cut everything down.
Well, and there's generational things that you can do. I did not know WYD has like an underlying meaning to it. Like I really literally thought, why is this person asking me what I'm doing when I don't even know you, and you're doing 3 letters and you expect for me to give you a full sentence? And it took my 20-year-old and my 19-year-old to explain to me, Mom, they don't want to really know what you're doing. People have to understand that if you are in your late 30s, your 40s, your 50s and over, you cannot use abbreviations, things that your daughter who's in college would text to you, because not everybody knows that. And our generation, we expect real communication. And so I think you have to be very careful about using abbreviated language, because our generation, we just don't, to me, it looks lazy. I don't like it. In fact, I just won't respond to it. I just don't like it. I think there's a little bit of formality that people need, but I think being direct in your profile for what you're looking for, making sure your profile pictures aren't of you shirtless laying in your bed,
With a big
or
fish.
right. Why do people do that? Guys, women, not every woman, but most women don't want to see you holding a dead deer head in your hands.
And
When
guys don't want to see your 1974 glamour shot.
Let's just do away with all the glamour shots of the world. We don't need to see any more feather boas or strings of pearls with, yeah, it's not necessary. Especially too, angled shots. I can say this because I'm a big girl. I'm not going to send someone a picture angled down or put that as a picture on a profile angled down, and a man is expecting to find a woman that's 127 pounds when I definitely do not weigh that. It's not okay, but that happens a lot. It happens a lot. So I feel like one of the reasons why I've had so much interest, I mean, within the first 7 days, the page that I created, it had over 100 likes. And one of the reasons is people don't know what they're doing. And I feel like with some coaching on how to communicate directly, how to sell yourself, which I know that sounds bad, but we all have talents and positives and things about us that will attract the opposite sex or attract another human being. It's just knowing how to get that out there, and listing all of your crazy exes and what they did to you over the past 10 years is just not an effective way to do it. And that happens a lot as well.
I refer to my two exes, and Cindy is laughing at me, and I don't know why. Cindy and I have a history.
Uh-oh.
She is a sweet woman. That's why I refer to my exes as ex-wife number one, ex-wife number two. End of discussion.
Right.
I don't want to talk about them.
But really and truly, why would anybody want to start an engagement with or engage another human being that they're interested in? Why would you even want to talk about your history? Because for most of us who have divorces in our past, it's not like they were positive or celebratory events. So let's not even talk about that. You don't owe that other person, and they don't owe you that history. Let's just communicate on about the basics and see if there's even a mutual attraction there. I never have understood why you would want to talk about your exes before you ever pick up the phone and talk to someone or you meet them in person. That's also a dying art too. People don't want to talk on the phone. They want to message back and forth in an app. I have a standing rule that if you message back and forth on a dating app past 10, and I've told a lot of people this in the last 7 days, if they're messaging back and forth with you and that list of messages goes past 2 or 3 days and they haven't asked you out, they're not going to. You're wasting your time. Move on. There's so much to it. So much to it.
And we don't want to give away a whole lot of what folks need to do because they need to contact you.
Right.
That's the whole thing. That's why you have set this up, is
Right.
to help people. And we're not going to give them all the secrets. It's like a magician. You don't want to know how they make the trick work.
True.
Now, how do they find this new service?
Well, it is on Facebook. I am currently, I have had a business before, and it was a quite successful, believe it or not, fitness facility for women here in Ringgold. And so my rule when I get an entrepreneurial burr in my saddle is I don't use money that I don't have to start a business. So right now I'm working with like 5 people to build the business and also a website. But right now, the way people are working with me is by going to my Facebook page, which has my cell number and my contact information. And they can find me on Facebook. It's called Tennessee Valley Online Dating Coach. And it has my picture on there. And it also has anything and everything that I offer. And I'm really only offering one thing, but it's so comprehensive that I can almost guarantee if someone will follow it, they will meet someone and it'll be a good interaction. So far, I have talked with and helped in the past 7 days about 5 people. And I'm, getting feedback from them. How's it working? And I've gotten nothing but positive feedback. So I'm excited about it. I'm having a hard time keeping up with it because it's just something that I'm doing because I'm passionate about it and it's on the side. But the communication, I'm having a hard time already keeping up with it. It's a lot. There's a lot of people that want help.
And you're very busy.
I like to stay busy though. Sorry, my dog is over there eating food off the counter. Lulu, get down. Okay, good. She's obedient. I am busy, but I like that. And when I get passionate about something, I really go all in. And I really feel like it's something that will help people. Nobody really wants to stay alone for the rest of their life. We all want companionship. So whether you're looking for friendship or you're looking for a spouse or you're looking for someone to spend time with on the weekend, communication is key in all of those situations. Because if you can't communicate, you're not going to get past a couple of messages on a dating app. That's why, like you said, you see the same people on there months and months and months.
Serial daters.
And they don't want to be. I really don't think they want to be. But I look at sometimes their profile and read the meat of it. And I'm just like, oh, I just want to help them. But I'm not stepping in that because they may not want my help. It would be fascinating if like Match.com and some of these dating apps would actually employ people to do that for them. Because it would up their percentages of people that meet people on their site. Why don't they do it?
My brother is a living example. He was living in Chattanooga, met a woman in LJ online. Lo and behold, dum, 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 he moves to LJ and becomes a dad for the first time in his late 40s.
See, I love that. I mean, people that know me well know that I love. One of my favorite holidays is Valentine's Day. I like to see people connect, and it gives me it gives me a weird joy because I know that people are fulfilling a void in their life with hopefully something healthy or a person that's healthy for them. So I love that. I don't know why people don't use
Is there something inherently wrong with me that every time Breakfast at Tiffany's is on, I watch it?
No, there is not. The same as if you
It's,
walk around this house, have, I have two kids in college and I have one in middle school, but I have Valentine decorations. Like I take my Christmas decorations down on Christmas Day and I put up Valentine decorations. I love Valentine's Day. As you can see, I love pink and red. I like to see people happy. And I know that sounds cliche, but there's something about seeing two people that love each other and fulfill a need in each other's lives that I don't know, it's nice to watch.
yeah, I mean, it is kind of, if you go out shopping, like you run into the Walmart and you see a couple that they're in their 70s, but yet they're holding hands walking through that store.
Right.
That's kind of cool.
It is. It is. And I have seen a lot of people who either got engaged or got married in the month of December, who had been, holding out because, the wedding got pushed back because of COVID or, um, you know, there's a couple here in Ringgold that have been together since they were in high school, and they're probably in their mid 20s, and his parents own a local restaurant and they've been engaged for a year, and I knew they were getting married Saturday, and so late Saturday night they actually posted some pictures from their wedding, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I've been waiting all day to see these pictures," cuz I like to see people happy, and when people are in love and they feel supported in life, it makes for a better quality of life. But also, the reverse of that is true. You find an unhealthy relationship and an unhealthy pattern based off of poor communication from the get go. And boy, that can bring a lot of stress to your life, as I well know.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not even going to go any further.
Me either.
I do need a huge favor from the city of Ringgold.
Yes.
That plaque out, well, it may be Catoosa County. They've got that plaque up outside the courthouse where they bring to everybody's attention that George Jones and Tammy Why Not, that just my old friends in Nashville told me that one. And Dolly and her husband were married in Ringgold. We could add my son and his wife, who were married last year in Ringgold.
In Ringgold at the wedding chapel.
Yes. I had
do,
2 weeks removed from 2 weeks removed from breaking both my feet at the same time. And I'm not crying because my son's getting married. I'm going, good riddance. You're 31 years old and you're finally getting married. I'm crying because I'm in agony.
Oh my word.
Now, I saw something and I could be wrong. Are you still doing fitness training?
I am. I had a group of women who I sold my business 8 years ago. And at the time that I got rid of it, I probably had between 65 and 70 women who worked out with me because we focused on weight loss and being healthy. And every year since then, I've had people ask, please do classes again, please do classes again. I don't know why they like it, because here's the thing. I've had one certification and it was called, oh gosh, I can't even remember, but I haven't had a lot of training. I think they just like it because I yell at them and shows very little mercy. And for some reason, there's a large group of women that get off on that. So take that for what it's worth. I teach a class on Mondays and Wednesdays. And on Mondays, we do a cardio dance class where we dance. And so it's like an hour of cardio. It's so much fun. And then on Wednesdays, we do more of a traditional boot camp type class. And I'm basically doing it just for my own exercise, but also to stay connected with some of the people who I've worked with in the past. And it's fun. We have a great time, but it's no longer just for women, in case you want to visit.
Oh, okay. I will clear that because I go see my cardiologist next Thursday, the day
Wow.
after the inauguration.
Oh my word.
Yeah. No, it's nothing serious. I mean, I have to go see her every 6 months.
Right.
I will do that for the remainder of my days.
But still, will the inauguration affect your blood pressure at all?
No, I mean, sure. My blood pressure very rarely goes up anymore. When you take as much blood pressure medication as I do, but it is what it is.
My blood pressure has been high really one time my entire life, and that was on the day that I got diagnosed with COVID. And
Which brings us, folks, here is someone who has experienced COVID, because Rhonda and I exchanged messages while she had it. And you could just get by the tone of her messages, she was miserable.
It was horrible.
Is there any way to explain to folks just how miserable you are with COVID?
I will say this. I have had the flu about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even 5 or 6 years ago. I had the flu one time. I don't take the yearly flu shot because I don't necessarily want the vaccination for it. I have had COVID one time. Sorry, Lulu, get down. Oh my word. I have a rescue dog and she's very tall and she can get on the counter and eat food.
Okay.
I've had COVID one time and I will be getting a vaccination. If it requires one a year, I will do it one a year, because there were times where I wished that I could just stop breathing because it took so much energy to fill my lungs with air. I still have no smell and I still have about 30% of my taste, right?
Okay.
I need to be doing that because I'm like paranoid I'm going to walk around and smell bad. These people that are comparing it to the flu, I wish they would stop, because just because for you it was a mild case, it doesn't speak to all the other people who have had it that didn't have a mild case. And I'm a healthy individual. Yes, I'm overweight, but I'm active and I'm healthy, and it knocked me on my back for 10 days straight. There were days where I watched 10 episodes of Game of Thrones in a row and never got up out of my bed. I mean, that's like 11 hours laying on your back. People who don't take this seriously and they walk around, I'm not going to wear a mask. Okay. What that says to me, and I'm getting on out there, but what that says to me is that my 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds who wear a mask are more considerate and actually more able to tolerate than a 50-year-old person who knows better. I don't get that. I will not get it. No one will ever be able to convince me. And if you've never had COVID, don't even try to talk to me about it. Be a kind human being.
Exactly. I've been on the mask kick for months and months and months, and it was great news today. Department of Human Services has, the U.S., what is it, Department of Human Services, whatever it is, has said they are going to release all the supply of the vaccination. They're going to release it all. And now ages 65 and over, and those with whatever you want to call it, pre-existing conditions, go get your vaccination.
That's amazing news because, you know, people people need to understand that part of my responsibility as a human being is to also have a moral compass
There we go.
and understand and try to empathize with people's fear, whether or not I feel like it is founded or not. I'm not going to look at someone who's afraid of roller coasters and be like, that is so stupid. Okay, so let's say there's a person that's fearful of people around them not wearing a mask. Just respect it. Just be a kind individual. I don't understand, you know, I could walk around and call a lot of people well, it's my right to say what I want to. It doesn't mean I'm going to walk around and do it because I'm not looking
Exactly.
to hurt someone or infringe upon their emotional and their mental health.
Because
I
we
don't
do
care.
not know if they've lost a family member because of COVID.
Right? And let me
And
tell you
that's
something.
why
There's
they're
a
in
lot
fear.
of families in Dalton. I know students who have lost a mom or a dad, and yet you want to walk around Kroger. It's my right to not have to. Okay, it is your right. It is
Well,
also your right to be hateful and not kind.
I'm going to break something Thursday night, and we're going to wrap it up for tonight. God, this has been so much fun. But
I
I'm
have
going to,
had fun talking to you.
Thursday night, I'm going to break a national pharmacy chain with a location in Chattanooga where they are recruiting people who have been exposed to continue working, and they don't enforce the Hamilton County mask mandate, and they don't do anything. So I'm going to break that Thursday, and there's more to meet the eye, folks, about the FBI investigating Rockin' Robin Smith. Goes pretty deep, and local media is not reporting it, and I wonder why. Rhonda, thank you so much. You are
Thank
a
you for
wonderful,
having me.
you
I
are a
appreciate
wonderful
that.
human being.
You're sweet. Thank you for
And
saying that. I
we
enjoyed
will,
it.
we will talk to you during the week. Thank you so much. I owe you one.
Excellent. Thanks.
Thanks, Rhonda.
See ya.
All right, folks, that's what we're going to break Thursday night. A national pharmacy chain that is not doing a damn thing to mitigate COVID. It starts with a W, W. And they've got a location in Chattanooga that's not doing a damn thing. And then we're going to tell you exactly what the FBI is really investigating State Representative Robin Smith for. And local news sources are not reporting it. They are not reporting it at all. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much to Rhonda Bishop Swaney, one of the best people I know in this world. And give her a shot. You never know. We're going to get out of here. We will see you Thursday night at 7 o'clock right here on Jump Into the Fire. And as always, please remember, be kind to each other, please. Good night.
Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Without a doubt, just you want burnt out. Think it's running out empty for far too long. Are you? 'Cause I'm getting so low. Nothing can you give me makes me feel so bad. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.